My dear Delilah, Skeletron's best pal, horrific floating eyeball beast, has tracked me down. He's tracked me down, and he appears to be less than friendly. When the horrific floating eyeball beast reappeared, I attempted to make light of the situation by saying, "It's nice to see you again." The creature, my dear Delilah, did not even so much as chuckle, but I am assuming this is not because it did not understand my razor-sharp wit, but because it appears to not have a mouth. No doubt his unhappy mood comes from the fact that I have very recently killed his best friend Skeletron. And what most likely has made the situation worse is that I have killed Skeletron after the floating eyeball did him a favor, but before the favor could be repaid. And now, my dear Delilah, it appears that the horrific floating eyeball beast wishes for me to pay the debt. He wishes for me to pay the debt in blood. However, my dear Delilah, I remain confident that I can defeat this adversary, for while I was no match against him alongside Skeletron, Skeletron without he was no match for me, and so he without Skeletron will hopefully suffer the same demise. Plus, my dear Delilah, alongside Skeletron's creepy head, he also had two floating arms. Horrific floating eyeball, on the other hand, is just a horrific floating eyeball. He doesn't even have a mouth. My dear Delilah, horrific floating eyeball is pretty much just a mouth. I have greatly miscalculated, and I'm pretty darn scared. I really do not understand how he continues to track my position when his entire eye has turned into a mouth. Was he even seeing me with the eye, or was it only decoration? Following this terrifying turn of events, my dear Delilah, I cannot even postulate how I could possibly defeat the horrific floating eyeball. My dear Delilah, scratch that last remark from record. In a turnaround that was about as anticlimactic as when you tell me you have an exciting story to tell me, and then just tell me about your day, horrific floating eyeball has now been defeated without really much trouble at all. In an effort to send warning to any other horrific floating eyeball who wants to seek vengeance on me for the slaying of this one, I have decided to wear his head as a helmet. If you are wondering what kind of warning this is supposed to send, it's that if you try to kill me, I will take your head and wear it as my new helmet. Now, my dear Delilah, you may well argue that I cannot consider my new helmet to be made from an enemy's head because the enemy was just an eyeball, and therefore the helmet is too. In that I answer, I'm not here to argue semantics, I'm here to decapitate my enemies and wear their heads as helmets. And so, my dear Delilah, with both Skeletron and his best friend horrific floating eyeball defeated, and with Skeletron's severed arm as part of my arsenal, and horrific floating eyeball's eyeball head as part of my helmet, in fact, entirely my helmet, I feel that I'm almost ready to once more mount an expedition into Skeletron's castle temple lair dungeon. Almost being the operative word in that sentence, my dear Delilah, for before I do, I intend to first plunge once more into the depths of the world in order to find ores, in order to smelt better armor, in order to armor myself better. And so, my dear Delilah, with you held closely in my heart, I once more turn to the underworld. Though the way is dark, I truly believe the light you bring into my life will guide me nonetheless. And so, until next time, I shall continue to keep you in my heart, my dear Delilah.